Hey guys, wanted to do a quick video today of an unboxing of the GoPro Hero 5 Black. I'm not sure if it goes by that actually. GoPro Hero 5, the new GoPro Hero 5, the one that's to replace the Hero 4 Black, which I've got here. I'm not going to turn it on today. Not going to, look at any of the footage or anything like that. Just simply an unboxing, some kind of quick thoughts on the product, as well as a brief little comparison to the Hero 4, but just more in like size and ability and things like that, not actually comparing footage. I am going to do a video comparing the two in similar situations and a couple variety of things about them that will use more footage and things like that, but that will be in a separate video. So yeah, let's open this up. Now, before I actually get into it, my big thing with the Hero 5 and my big reason for purchasing it, I've had the 4, I've had one of the GoPros, probably every version that's ever come out. Recently, my 4 took a spill and I wasn't rolling. I was so bummed. And we were playing tennis. I had it attached to a tennis racket, went to serve or something. It had lasted 45 minutes already. And the base here, this is actually a different case. So this part right here snapped right off. The thing went flying. This GoPro has seen a ton of abuse. It works perfectly still, so no issues there. But it has cracked in a few areas, mainly because of that, I believe. I don't think that there's a ton of huge upgrades to the 5. There are definitely some things. They don't make a huge difference for me personally. But one of the things I'm most excited about is the internal stabilization. I think it's like 5-axis, similar to like, probably not on the same level, but similar to what the Sony mirrorless cameras have, or some of them have. So that's something I like. GoPro footage is always pretty shaky. Also with the Karma grip coming out, I'm excited for that. Those two together could be a killer combo. There are other things. It's now voice controlled, which I don't care about too much. I think that's kind of a little more of like a gimmick, but it could be useful in certain situations for sure. And another big thing that I'm excited for is the back is now an LCD screen. So the menu has always been, it's been usable. I don't know that I'd call it user-friendly up until this point. It has been difficult, definitely, in some areas. And it's just not quick, maybe, would be the best way to put it. But I know LCD screens have been available as an attachment. I've never had one. It's never really been worth it to me. Plus, I already drained the batteries so quick on these things. I didn't really want to add to that. But this one now standard is an LCD back. Really excited for that. I'm also excited, I want to see what it looks like when I open it here, but I've always had to have these cases to attach it to anything or to make it waterproof. And I'm not in love with these. I don't think that they're well built. I've had a couple break. I do like this one. It's black. It's kind of cool, but it's usually clear. I've had a couple break, and just in general, I don't love them. So I'm excited to really get rid of that kind of and still be able to mount to everything, all the different mounts I have. So those are kind of my initial thoughts. I think, video quality, they're going to be very, very similar to the 4 Black. I think it's the same sensor. It's definitely the same lens and, aperture and stuff like that. No, I'm not expecting huge improvements there, but mainly on that stabilization, maybe some ease of use. I'm hoping better battery life, or even just if it's realistic with what it's showing. I feel like here it'll tell me 3 bars, and then 2 minutes later I'm at 1 bar, and then 1 bar lasts for half an hour or something. I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous, and I don't like playing that guessing game. Anyway, let's get this opened up here. So I've always loved this is the extra battery. So I'll take a look at that in a minute. Actually, I probably won't open that right now because there will be one in here. I've always loved, first and foremost, the GoPro packaging. It's probably a bummer because you're probably paying extra for it. But it is cool packaging. It's a great, I just bought this online, but it is great for like displays. I think it works really well and, you know, kind of draws your attention. So anyway, here's the packaging, you know, all 4 sides here. Of course, you know, kind of going over what's included. So, you know, like I said, you can see this. I'll take it out here in a minute, but you can see it's a frame around it now as far as mounting goes. This is going over the app back here. This is kind of all the specs. So let me open this. Anyway, so open this up and then I'll just kind of compare it side by side real quick to the 4. This is the 4 black again. And I'll take it out of its case to do that as well if I need to. All right, here we go. So the 5, let's see, what does it say on here? Hero 5 black. So it is the 5 black. It's not actually black, it's gray. Though this one I don't believe was black, it was silver on the front. So I like the color, first of all. I like, you know, let me take this out here. So this is a little more inconspicuous, the gray, especially, I don't know if there's a red light on it that will flash, but you can probably cover that up. This stands out a little bit more, you know, but obviously that's not a huge deal. So you still have the screen right here. I imagine that's going to show you, you know, kind of what you're shooting at, things like that, though most of it is going to be selected back here on the LCD. You have a nice picture of a dog taped on there, kayaking or something. Anyway, so size-wise, I'm going to put this back in just to compare it with the case and, you know, what you need to mount it and be waterproof. You can buy, if you're going really deep in water, you can buy a different case for this, I believe. But this is like 30 meters or something. You basically have to be doing scuba diving or something like that to be pushing it. But so this is side by side. Now on the back here, the 5 looks a little bit smaller, you know, just in the height. The width looks about the same. On the front, so I'm going to show you the back there. So this one looks a little bit taller, and then about the same in width. On the front, you know, obviously the same thing. This one looks just a little bit taller. The square where the lens, you know, housing is is bigger on the 4 black than it is on the 5. And then of course on this you have buttons and things like that, which you don't really have here. There is one button here for the mode, but the rest of it, you know, this is kind of like more like a skeleton case. There's an opening here, the whole back is open here. So, you know, you have access to those buttons as is. So I'm gonna take this off. So this opens the exact same way. I mean, it's different, but in the way that you open it, it's the same. All right, so this is different. You really have to kind of force this out. You know, probably a good thing overall. A minor annoyance, this just falls right out. This is really snug in that case. Here's that case just so you can see here. So this is all, you know, there's a lot of openings like I mentioned. So just right off the bat, a few like cosmetic things, rounded corners on the Hero 5, you know, perfect square on the 4. Other than that, you know, as you can tell, this is waterproof on its own, hence the lens being in housing through this and not through the case. This one, the lens stands free. So that's kind of nice. You're not going to get anything on your glass or any issues there. This, you know, is almost always in the case, but it does get dirty. You know, it does have problems. And also, you know, sometimes things will get in here, between or behind this glass here or plastic or whatever it is. So kind of multiple things you had to clean out. Whereas if it's one thing that's never going to come apart, less issues there. So that's all that I'm really seeing. You can see a couple, looks like, I know it's stereo mic. So mic here, mic there. I think a mic right here. So one thing I remember seeing is that it's supposedly captures audio from kind of all areas and decides which is the best. Hopefully it does a good job with that. And then last thing, the battery. So this opens very similarly. Looks like the battery is going to be bigger. Opens similarly to this. Let me open this up and just show what it comes with and what that battery size looks like. So it comes with some instructions, manual, that kind of thing. Charger. This would be plug it into USB and probably charge it right in the camera. It doesn't look like it comes with its own charger, which is kind of a bummer. So this is the battery. Let me take out the battery from the 4 here. So this is an off-brand battery for the 4. So pretty similar actually in size. They're about the same width and height and depth. The format, of course, is a little different. Their structure, so of course you can't use the same batteries, even though they look to be almost the same. I'm sure there's other differences. I'm hoping, again, though, for good battery life. I've never really found that to exist with the GoPro, so my hopes are not high, especially with the LCD screen. I guess, you know, with the LCD screen being added, I would be happy if the battery life was just the same. You know, it is something that you can buy a bunch of batteries. They're not that bad. I did buy a second GoPro one. I will probably buy a bunch off of eBay. These were Wasabi Power, which have worked well for me. I didn't see any in existence right now, but I probably will at some point. You know, you get the sticky mounts, which are always nice to have, and that looks like about everything you get in there. So that's my quick overview of the Hero 5 and compared kind of physically, cosmetically, and a few features to the Hero 4. These are both the Hero 4 Black, Hero 5 Black. Excited to use this. Again, my big selling points and my reason for upgrading, aside from the fact that my 4 has kind of suffered some damage, it's seen a ton of use, and well, yeah, basically that, but it does still work. My big selling points were the internal stabilization. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to not have to use this case. You know, it does have like a frame for mounting things. And then, of course, you know, this LCD screen on the back. I'm excited to be able to see what I'm framing, how I'm framing it, you know, exposure, things like that. I've never ventured much into manual settings on the Hero 4. But mainly because I didn't connect it to my phone too often. I found that to be kind of a hassle. My phone battery is always dead anyway. You know, but with this, I'll be able to see it on the LCD. It's probably not a, you know, extremely true representation, but it's pretty darn close, I'm sure. So being able to see that, explore a little more with manual controls, have that internal stabilization, and then of course on the back, using the LCD as the menu system, I think will be a big bump as well. So those are things I'm excited for. That was my unboxing of the GoPro Hero 5. Hopefully you learned something and it helped. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, and I will be doing a video that shows kind of more of a comparison of footage and features in filming, audio, things like that shortly. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time.